Do you have a lot of people following your call to actions on your content, your ads, your emails, your stories, or wherever you're putting your call to actions? If not, then this may be one of the most powerful episodes that you listen to on the podcast all year. Super short. We get right to the point, and I'm going to deliver 3 different types of call to actions that we use on ads, content, emails to boost the amount of leads, to boost the amount of clicks. In fact, the 3 things I'm giving you are actually inside one of our newest paid products. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to get that product absolutely for free on this episode as well. So you should probably keep on listening. Hi, I'm Brandon Lucero, and you're about to experience the new way to thrive in business, entrepreneurship, and life by leaning into who you are, what you love, and standing up for what you want to create. Get ready, because this is where we go against the grain, say no to outdated society norms, and we say yes to change in order to create a happier, more fulfilled world. Welcome to the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast. If you are watching on our YouTube channel, and yes, we have a YouTube channel where we upload every single one of these episodes in video format, which is why it goes on YouTube, I guess, that you guys can watch. But if you're watching, you'll notice that we are doing a nighttime episode. Oh, I forgot my wine. It's inside. Now I have this debate of whether I should go grab the wine and have an awkward silence here or just continue. I thought it'd be so fun to have a glass of wine because I've never done that before and record an episode. All right. Got the wine. Doing some white wine tonight. Anyways, recording an episode. My wife is out of town, and I have all 3 kiddos, single dadding it up this week, and trying to run the business and do the laundry and the cooking and pickups and school times. We have kids in 3 different schools, so it's crazy right now. But yeah. So, anyways, doing all that, and I could only sneak in time at night to get some work done and record these episodes. So. The next episode or 2 that you guys are watching will probably be recorded at night. We'll see how it goes. I kind of like it. Not going to lie. It's like the perfect temperature outside. So anyways, what I wanted to talk about today, was actually give you guys a part of a new product that we're creating. Well, actually it is already created. And they're called they're called actions, or what we're calling them is next step conversions. Conversion scripts. So like how to get people to take the next step with you. It's one of the questions we get asked a lot from students, which is like, how do we end the videos? What's a great call to action? What do we say? Like no one's following the call to action. And so what I thought would be really cool is just to actually give you guys 3 of them here on the podcast. And then anyone who wants them, it's a paid product, but, I'll give the Google Doc to that, for free for you guys. If you guys want to opt in for it as well. So I think the best way to do that is go to our Instagram. We'll have a page, a post about it. We'll have it available for the next 7 days for free. It is a paid product, so we'll give you guys 7 days to grab it. But if you go to the post on our Instagram, which is I am Brandon Lucero, and then just comment next step. Actually, no, let's scratch that. If you just comment next on our post, or send us a DM with the word next, we'll have someone on the team respond and give you that download for free. So you guys can go check it out. But what I wanted to do on today's episode was give you 3 of them and kind of cover what they are. So we'll just hop right into it. When we create content, there's always going to be, for most of the time, there's going to be a call to action, which is like what the next step is. And so it's telling your audience what the next step is, how they can move along farther with you, or whatever it may be, right? What most people don't understand with that is the way in which you do the call to action. The call to action has a lot to do with the intention. So, and what the messaging has been leading up to that point. So we have 6 different ways that you can do different call to action on content. And again, we'll give that to you guys for free. If you just go to Instagram and type in next on the post, or DM us the word next, we'll send that over to you. It's just, again, we'll just send you the Google Doc version of it. So we don't have to worry about logins and all that good stuff, but we'll give you the Google Doc version of it. But anyways, there's 6 different versions or things that you can be doing depending on why someone's watching the content, what the next step is, and all of that stuff. And what I found over the years of doing this is whenever you have something that is the next step that you want someone to take, you have to figure out how the invite or the thing they just got done watching is in alignment with what the next step is. And sometimes that just means changing the offer around, which doesn't mean the product, the offer. So, I'll give you a quick example. Way back in the day, I used to teach YouTube marketing and YouTube SEO and things like that. And we would have this checklist that we would give out for free, which is a checklist to make sure that people are uploading all their videos correctly and did all the right SEO. Like, it's just a checklist. Did you put the title in? Did you put the keyword here? Did you do this? Did you? Yes. Okay. So if I did a video, and I called it how to rank videos, when I got to the call to action, I would say something like, hey guys, if you want to learn or make sure you don't make any mistakes when uploading your videos, we have a free checklist that you can download right now. Just enter your email, get it, and we'll send it over to you. Right. And again, I would relay it to helping with or position it as something that would help them rank their videos, right? They're there watching a video on how to rank videos. And then, so if I just said, if you guys want to learn how to make or rank your videos even more, you need this checklist, make sure you're not making any SEO mistakes, go get it, right? So I'm positioning it as a ranking tool. But then if I was to do another video and I titled it something like, how to make a video, no one's there for ranking. They're there for making. At the very end, I would say, hey guys, once your video is done, you're going to want to upload it the best way and you're going to want to get the most amount of views. We have a checklist that you can follow to make sure you're going to get the most amount of views possible. So again, it's the same download, right? It's the same download. It's the same item, but the offer changed. The way I position it changed. So if someone's there watching a video on how to make a video, I'm trying to continue that message, which is, hey, when you're ready to make a video, you're going to have to upload it, right? And you need to do it correctly, right? Because you want views, right? But then if I did another video on how to rank videos, I would position it as, hey, a big part of ranking videos is to upload it the right way, right? Don't you want to upload it the right way and get the most highest ranking you can, right? Here's the checklist. So it's the same item, but that call to action is going to shift and change a little bit. The offer of the freebie is going to change a little bit. Now, one of the call to actions, the very first one that I wanted to cover with you, is actually one that I've been teaching for a really long time, even back in the YouTube days, which is what we call recap problem solution. And that's kind of the example I just used with you guys right now. But the idea here is that you want to recap the videos really quickly. Okay. So if you taught how to do X, Y, and Z, you're just going to recap. Hey guys, those are the 5 steps to being able to do X, Y, and Z. If you're doing like a thought reversal and you taught something, again, it's just recapping. Okay. So if you want to know the new way to do X, Y, and Z, then that's the best way here possible or whatever. Right. So just quickly recapping. You were here to learn X, Y, and Z. We gave you the 5 steps. Those are the 5 steps. Then we want to create a problem, which is what's a problem that's going to now come up for them if they only have the information that you gave. So it'd be, something like the example I always use is like a chocolate chip cookie. So if you did a video on how to create a perfect chocolate chip cookie, what's the problem with that? So you're going to recap. You'll say, hey guys, those are the 5 steps to making the perfect chocolate chip cookie. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, what's the problem? What's a problem? Oh, I know, ingredients. And so I would say something like, and even though you guys have the steps, if you don't have the best ingredients, your cookie still may not taste all that great. Okay. So that's the problem. So I recapped, hey guys, there's the 5 steps to making a chocolate chip cookie. Problem. If you don't have the right ingredients, then your cookie's not going to taste good. So now we have to move to the last part, which is recapping. So, or not recapping. Maybe I'm having too much wine. Recap problem solution. So we have to come up with the solution. So the solution is now obviously the solution to the problem you just created. So and that's obviously going to be the call to action. That's the freebie or whatever the next step is. So it's going to be something like, hey guys, there's the 5 steps to creating chocolate chip cookie. It's the recap. The problem. If you don't have the right ingredients, your cookie's still not going to taste good. And the solution. So what we've done is we put together a checklist of our favorite best tasting ingredients that you can find at any local grocery store. So recap, problem, solution. Recapping what you taught in the video, create a problem that's going to happen if they only have that information. And then what's the solution to that problem, which is going to be your call to action. Okay. So recap, problem, solution. I love using this one. It still works today. We use it on a lot of things. We use it. I mean, I even use it in examples today. I use this when we do lives. I use this, I'll probably even use it today when we have a call to action on this episode. So we use this one a lot. It works really, really well. The next one is what I call removing other solutions or other options. And the reason why this one's so important is I think sometimes we get so convinced that we have to convince people that our solution is the best. We have to prove that we're right. We have to prove that we're the best. We have to prove that we're better than everyone else so that people will buy from us. But what most people don't realize is sometimes it's not really about convincing people you're the best method, but it's about revealing the flaws in all the other methods that they didn't know existed. So, like let's pretend I was going to teach people how to podcast. Okay. So I had a course on teaching how to podcast, right? A freebie on how to podcast. And I was doing this video about, generating leads or something like that. And I would teach 4 different ways to generate leads or 3 different ways to generate leads, right? And now I'm asking myself, well, how do I get people to download my podcast course? So I might do this call to action of like, okay, guys, those are 3 different ways that you can generate leads today. But if we go with method number 1, which is video, you don't really have the power to be able to get people to stay with you and listen to you for like 45 minutes. So you only have a short period of time, which can be really difficult. If you go with option number 2, which is just using images, you don't get to take advantage of the auditory sense or the visual sense that you would get with video. So the effectiveness, emotional effectiveness that you have is down a little bit. However, you can easily get people to listen to your content for 45 minutes to an hour on every single episode with a podcast. And if you want to learn how to do that, then we have this free course or this free download that you can get right here just by clicking the link below and blah, 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 right? So that may not be the best example in the world, but what you can see is I'm looking at what are all the other options that people have available. Let me present some flaws to it so that people go automatically think like, well, maybe that I don't want that. Maybe that isn't the best way. And then what that does is it leaves your method or your call to action or whatever your next step is as the only logical next step for them. And so again, a lot of persuasion and sales sometimes isn't about convincing people you have the best product. What it could be about is revealing flaws in the other options that they didn't know existed. Now, I want to be very clear on something. This doesn't mean to talk crap about other people's things or to talk trash on anyone else's stuff. In fact, I don't recommend that you even talk about anyone specifically when you use this method or any one thing in particular. It's more of methods or options. So if you look at the example I gave, I talked about video and images. That's not someone's specific stuff, right? That's literally a strategy or an option or a way of doing it that may not be the best for what they want. And they just didn't realize it yet. So be very careful with this one because I definitely don't want to encourage anyone to be trashing other people's stuff. Like that's the opposite of what we should be doing. It's literally just looking at what are the other flaws that they may not see yet in the other options. Okay, so that's number 2. So let's cover one more. The one that I wanted to share, the last one that I want to share is what I call the social proof secret. And I use this one a lot. I actually sometimes will even combine number 1 and number 3 together. But the social proof secret, literally, so the only way this is going to work is if you have social proof on the thing that you actually just taught. Yeah. Well, you want social proof around it all, and you'll see why. There's 2 steps to it. So there's going to be the thing they're opting in for, and then there's going to be the piece of content that they're watching. Okay, so you want social proof for both. And what I mean by this is if I'm teaching someone how to create a really effective title in a piece of content, I'm going to want proof of like people whose titles I've actually fixed, right? And then if I'm going to have a call to action to go something deeper, like content creation, I'm going to need social proof for content creation. So you're going to need social proof on the thing that you're leading them to and also the piece of content that you just did. So hopefully that makes sense. And basically all we're going to do is you're going to wrap up the video by saying something along the lines of, if you're experiencing the problems that we were talking about today in this content or this video or this webinar, if you're experiencing any of those problems, don't worry. I have helped X amount of people solve those exact problems and issues. So X amount, that's where the social proof comes in. X amount of people with those problems. And what we have realized is every single person who was able to overcome those problems all did the 3, 2, 4, 5, whatever number you want, the 3 exact same things every single time. And what I've done is put it all together in this upcoming webinar, this upcoming training. We put it all together in this free checklist, this free download, this free course, in this $27 course or whatever it may be, right? So it's the social proof. So having the social proof, we've helped X amount of people overcome this problem. And every single person who overcame this problem all had the same 3 things in common. So that's the secrets. All had these 3 secret things, these 3 things. I'm not going to tell you what these 3 things are because you have to take the next step with me, but all had these 3 same things. And that's exactly what we're covering on whatever the next step is. Okay. So that's what I call the social proof, social proof secret. So it's like, I've helped X amount of people. All of them have these things. It's going to be a secret until you take the next step with me is the idea there. So these are 3 different ways that you guys can do call to actions. If you are someone who seems to be having an issue with call to actions, people aren't following your call to actions, you might be using the wrong call to action on the wrong piece of content. Each one will have a different use. And in this document that we have for you, we are going to actually break down when to use it, what type of content to use it. We have examples of how to use it, and we reveal all 6, actually 7, now that I look at it, 7 of the next step conversion scripts. So if you guys want access to that document, again, this is a paid program, but if you're a listener, I'm going to give it to you for free. You just have to go to Instagram, comment on the post about this, or just send us a DM with the word next. Okay. And we'll send that over to you. You guys can go through it. And then I just want you to let me know. There's 2 things I'm going to only ask you for 2 things. Number 1, if you have not left us a review on iTunes, go ahead and do that. Number 2 is to let me know how they work. If they work really well for you, let me know. I want to hear it. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. Hopefully the nighttime episode was great. And, it's very nice out here. I kind of just feel like I should be sitting by a fire or something right now. With a little whiskey. Maybe throw the wine out and go grab some whiskey. Anyways, all right. Thanks for tuning in this episode. See you guys next week. Take care. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out another episode of the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, go below, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you click on that bell icon and get notified every time we drop a new episode. Now, if you're looking for the show notes, we have them linked underneath this video, as well as our social media handles and some links to free training and offers that we drop from time to time to help you guys even further. So go check those out if you're interested, and thank you so much for tuning in to the New Generation Entrepreneur Podcast.